like nails on a chalkboard. It disorients me. It's so bad.
Yeah, right.
So bad. So sorry about that.
So I was just letting everybody in the comments know that if they have any questions, to put them in the comments, and I will try to get to them as best I can.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So let's just get right into it. So what's if you don't want to tell me your real name, you don't have to. Look, these guys, that's the mermaid guy.
Yeah, yeah, I get that a lot, man, everywhere I go. But my name's Ryan Coleman, man. I'm from Fall River, Massachusetts. Born and raised out here, just the East Coast kid, not city kid. Nothing really special about it. Just your average, working person. You know.
So I'm not too familiar about the agriculture out there. So is fishing like the
Fish is
big?
big.
That's
Fish
the
is big.
thing
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. I fish out of New Bedford, Mass. It's like 15 minutes away. I used to live out there until recently, but it was one of the biggest. It's the biggest in U.S. as far as revenue for fishing and like shellfish and food like that. It's number two in the world behind Tokyo. As far as yeah, it's a huge fishing industry, huge. Back in like the day, it was the whaling capital of the world because the port is right off the Atlantic Ocean. It literally stops right there, so you get great access to all the good stuff. All the good fish come right in. Cold waters bring them out. It's very, very good, profitable place to fish.
And what kind of fish? Just any and everything,
Any
or
and everything. I surf clam, quahog, and I scallop. But over here, you got anything from lobster fishermen to tuna fishermen to squid, octopus, just everything. You name it, we do it over here.
nice. Um, and so have you've been doing that pretty much your adult life, all your
Yeah,
adult life?
I've been doing this for 6 years now. 6 years.
Nice. And I'm assuming the pay is really good, right?
The pay is really good. Yeah, it's better than most, but it has its cons too. I'm never home, so it has its goods and bads. But yes, the pay
So
is usually pretty good.
so in a way, you're kind of like a trucker, kind of like you go out for a couple weeks, you come back, couple days out.
Yeah, back and forth. Yep.
So, what was I gonna say? So So you said the main video, the big video, that the one that really blew up, that happened back in 2022, you mentioned a little bit ago.
Yes. Yeah,
So
February 2nd.
so were you like into that kind of thing before? I'm talking not mermaids in particular, but like aliens, Bigfoot.
Oh,
Are
I
you
was I was
into
a
that stuff or
huge believer in the cryptozoology. Huge. Just I just always believed there was something more. And just it's just with things like Bigfoot and like ETs and sirens and mermaids. There's stories from them from the beginning of time. So you
Mhm.
know I've always had a little bit of truth to them.
Yeah, and especially like fishermen and things like that, because there are stories of all kinds of weird stuff out there.
Oh, if you ever have a chance to talk to a fisherman or even guys who have been in the Navy or anybody who spends time on the ocean, ask them. I bet you they'll have a few stories for you about things they've seen that just didn't set right or didn't seem normal or things they've seen in the sky that they knew weren't planes. But
Right. And I think when it comes to cryptids and all that good stuff, when it comes to like this is just my experience with most people, is that when it comes to like Bigfoot, Mothman, or those guys, you either believe it or you don't.
or you don't. Right.
But when it comes to things like out in the ocean, like Megalodon, mermaids, the Kraken, it's kind of like I don't believe in it.
We don't know enough about
Maybe.
it to
Yeah,
say you can't.
exactly. The ocean is a huge ass
It's so bad.
place. So
So
you
bad.
can't say definitively one or the other that they don't exist because you can't say that.
Yeah. If you can't tell me it doesn't exist, it exists. One of those back and forth.
Yeah, and it's when it I think the idea of mermaids also kind of exploded back in, I want to say it was either 2011 or 2013 when Animal Planet did that
Documentary.
that mockumentary thing about, what was it called? Mermaids, the Body Found, or something like
Yeah, something like that. I remember that. I
that.
remember watching that too and be like, they're real, you know?
I was the same way. I'm watching and I'm just like, holy shit, mermaids actually exist. But I think it was not long after that. It was like a year or so after that they came out and said,
It
we
was a
just did it for fun.
mockumentary, which
It was,
which doesn't really sit right with me either. Like why go through all that? Say it's a documentary, and then years later say it's not. Like first of all, that seems forced. If
Mhm.
you really do think about it, it seems like somebody made you say it was, and it's just we all know the power of the Almighty GOV. All right, so
They're always watching.
let's be
And I'm
real.
gonna talk, I'm gonna ask you about that a little bit later on
We can
because
get into that as well.
yeah, because there have been, like I said, most of the comments on there, like, I heard he died. I was like, no, he's not dead. But then a few of them were like, wait, what happened to him?
Yeah, no, that was
And
crazy.
like the more and more I learn about these different experiences that people have had, like it seems that, you know, Big Brother is not too far behind. Have you
Right,
heard of
exactly.
have you heard of, gosh, what was his name? Andrew Dawson?
Was that the giant guy?
Yes, that was the
Yes.
giant guy. And like I was all puppy. Oh,
Want some
goodness.
camera time? Okay. Okay. There's your 15 minutes. Go.
Oh.
Taking my stuff with you, kid.
But I was actually researching another video and then I came across his story. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
It's
Like it,
crazy, right? It's almost it turns my stomach. It really does. It really does, cause it just any type of information that you find out, like say you just stumble upon something and it could be life changing that you want to spread with other people. It gets shut down or something happens to you or they try to do something or they scare you into not being able to talk and I'm just over that stuff. Like it's just
and
too
to us
much.
it's and to us like normal folks, it's like, what's the big deal if X, Y, and Z exists?
Right.
Like we
If it's the truth, what's the big deal?
yeah.
I think it has a lot to do with, you know, can we handle it? I mean, shit. Some of these generations, they eat trauma for breakfast, you know, with all the things that go on. You can't even send kids to school nowadays without something happening or worrying. So
Yeah.
trust me, if they were just honest with us, everything would be so much better. But they're not. So this is what me and you have to do.
This is what we gotta do. We gotta research it, we gotta talk about it. And so what was the so I looked through your TikTok page, and what was the first sort of what was the first experience? Like, did you record your first one or
Yeah, I recorded the first one. Actually, I went live the first one. The first one was when I was there. I was out on deck. I had my orange, my signature orange, you know, beanie on.
Mhm.
I was out there, and I just heard this noise coming from all angles of the boat. Now, when I'm out there, yeah, you do see dolphins. You do hear the noises dolphin makes and the whales. But when you hear it, you see them. And whales are big. Dolphins travel in pods, minimum 20. You know, you see them. They're large. They're out there. It's not like, you know, you're going to miss them in the shadows behind the building. It's just the ocean. You're going to
and
see it.
and correct me if I'm wrong, but up by Massachusetts, that's more cold water, right?
Yes, North Atlantic. Yeah.
Yeah. So
The
you're
temperature of the water, I believe, because we just had a safety meeting before that trip because the temperatures were dropping. I think the water was 37 degrees. It was cold.
so whales and dolphins, that's not their natural habitat, right? I mean, depends on the
Over
boat.
no, don't get me wrong, it is like whales do live up there, you know, but it's very seldom because we're fishing. They usually like to stay away from us, but if we see them, they're like far out, you know.
Mm.
But it's not like it does happen. It really does. But whales are big enough where if they're making noise, you're seeing
You
them.
would have thought you would have caught them. It,
Yes, people go to whale watch. Like whales are big from a lot of feet away. Like so, it's you'd see it, and I was out there looking, and it wasn't a whale. You know, it clearly said it. You can hear it in the video. Jump for me. It was clearly when I was hearing this noise, it was coming from all directions of the boat. So my initial first thought was, okay, let's find out where it's coming from because I wanted to catch it. I wanted to see what it was, but I couldn't even determine where that was because of all the noise. It was crazy, and for me to hear it out on the ocean in the boat with all the noise going around, it was loud, you know?
how far out were you into the ocean?
So where we were fishing in a fishing ground called the Shoals in Nantucket, excuse me, which is probably about 150 miles offshore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
You're out. You're out there.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, this isn't your dad's lake where we go fishing. This is some big boy stuff. Waves, 12, 15 feet sometimes, it can get pretty rough out there. But
I went deep sea fishing once when I was a kid.
that's fun.
I fucking hated it. It's I have bad motion sickness, I guess, because
Oh
the
no. That's
swells
the
were
worst.
just mountains high, and I couldn't do it.
It's not the waves that'll do it, it's the swells. It's the whole ride up that usually people can't take. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Like I've never witnessed seasickness. I guess that's why I'm like fisherman, but I've
Mhm.
seen people go through it and it just looks horrible.
No,
That's not fun.
it's bad. I haven't done it since, so mad respect to anybody that can wake up and just do that kind of stuff because it's
Appreciate it, man.
not
Thank you.
for everybody.
Thank you.
So the first video that I think people they directed me to was the crab.
The crab. That was the second video.
Oh, so
That
that
was
was
the
the
second video.
second video.
That situation was the first time I was like nervous because that's when it was like, okay, this thing could physically like touch me, grab me if it wanted to, if it's threw the crab back. Now, did I know if it was the same crab? No, I do not. Did I think it was? Yeah. Did I go out and stay on deck to check? No. I went back inside after that because I'm like, no,
Really?
fuck this, bro. Fuck this. Like, I was nervous. It was like, no. Like, Mr. Krabs came back. Like,
Right. Well,
like
even I was thinking like in the comments, people like it's a different crab, and I'm like, different crab or not, something
either
threw a
or.
freaking crab back
Either
into the
or.
boat.
There have been people's like, oh, he threw it. I'll totally debunk these for you. Now, in the video, I'm holding the phone with my left hand. As I'm walking, you can see my shadow on the white wall to the right of me with my hand swinging right in the side of it right before it comes over. So both hands are there. And that's coming from the ocean. There's literally nobody. I'm that far away from the edge of the boat,
Mhm.
like where the wall is. There's nobody there. Like that crab came, like
So it came.
that's that was
So you're right
that
here on
moment, bro. I
the.
can't even. Oh my, that moment was so crazy.
So
It was
you're
goosebumps.
on the
Oh.
right hand side of the boat, right? You're on the right
Yeah, I was
hand.
on starboard side.
Okay, and so did the crab fly over your head or
It came over my head, and I didn't notice it was over my head until I seen something out of the corner of my eye. Then I heard it. I heard it smack the deck, and then I looked, and it's just I said, "Oh shit." I was like, "Oh man, that moment was crazy. That was a crazy experience." It was like right after that experience, I'm like, I have to record all of this now. Every time I'm out there, I have to go live. Cause who knows what I might catch, who knows what we might see. And that was that period of where you would see me out on the boat, just on top of the boat with just looking.
just
Just looking. Yeah. It was
Now,
a
have all these experiences been at night? I mean, I'm getting chills just kind of thinking about it.
most of them have happened during the night hours or when the sun is low. I've had a few. There's that one where I looked over the side of the boat, and then I'm like, you see it. That was like dusk morning time. You know, you can see the end of the tail and the hair on the back of her elbows just as she goes down.
Wait, which
So
video was this?
it's right in my mermaid playlist. I have a mermaid playlist. Tap the mermaid. You'll see it and you'll scroll down there. It's me in the wheelhouse. I go look out the window and then I look, it's right there. So I take my phone out, I record, and then as soon as I put it back to me, I put it back, it's gone. Like it's just
Shit, I don't think I saw that
most of the
video.
things that have happened have been at nighttime. But there's been a few times where I've heard it dusk morning, a little bit of fog, but mostly, yeah, can't see at
Now,
those times.
in your first video, you said it spoke to you, right?
Oh,
Like
it's
jump in. Now,
you hear jump for me. It's clear as day. It's clear as day. And the thing
I
is,
get goosebumps
I
just
didn't
thinking
even
about it.
hear that. I didn't even hear that until I played the video, and I'm like,
Nope.
did you just hear this? And
Yeah,
this
that,
it
well,
is
that's what I was going to ask you. If you heard it while you were recording it, or
yeah.
you heard it back playing it back.
Playing it back. And the thing is, I couldn't hear when I was going live, people would tell me they heard the noise. And I wouldn't be able to hear it at all at these moments. It's so strange how it works. It's there's something very not human about this. This is something very I think it's an extraterrestrial being. What we think mermaids and sirens are, whatever class it is, they have found a way to live in the ocean and they have a base or something there. This thing was it messed with me on so many levels. I had to see a therapist about it. It was bad.
Really?
Like after that second video, after the crab incident,
Oh,
I was in the shower. I was in the shower, and then I started hearing the noises in the shower. I had a breakdown in the shower because it was just like overwhelming. Like it was bad. And then there would just be certain points throughout the day where I'd hear it during the day where I wasn't on the boat or someplace where I normally, on land. And it was too much for me at some points. Like people would tell me like, "Oh, watch the TV show The Siren." I tried to watch The Siren. You know the noises the siren makes in The Siren? They sound pretty damn close to the ones in real life. And
hmm.
I'm like, I can't do that. Like I don't want to listen to it. If it's like being played, no, I only want to hear it if it's real. I don't want it to mess with me. But yeah, it took a lot out of me this whole experience.
Jeez. Freaking crazy. Somebody in the comments just asked an interesting question. They asked, "What did you hear if you didn't hear jump in?"
I
So
would so if I was just hearing this melodic tone, like a melodic screech, but it wasn't like people would say it was like a scream. It wasn't like a scream to me, because what a scream would be like, out of anguish or trying to get someone's attention. This was just like loud, beautiful. It wasn't even like I didn't even think it was like a scream. The sound was beautiful to me when I heard it. Like that sound everybody hears. I think that sound is just amazing. Like people like that sounds creepy. I'm like, no, that sounds beautiful. I love it. Ugh.
so you were hearing something in real life,
Yes.
but something completely different than on what was on the video, right? Is that kind of what you're
No,
saying?
no, no. Everything like I'm just saying when I was recording, sometimes I wouldn't hear it, but people who on the live, they would hear the noises. But when I heard it say jump for me, that was only in the replay back in the video. I didn't notice it at that time.
I every time I get to the end of that video and it says jump for me, I'm just like,
When I watch it now and I hear it, it's just the word is so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear. It is.
a lot of the comments that I've seen on the various videos was like, well, why didn't he jump? Why didn't he go after them? And I think you've just explained that perfectly.
And the thing is, when I heard those noises, I tried to get as close to the water as I possibly could. Like I if I had I knew if I jumped in the water, like there was a very slim chance of me surviving. But if I knew I could survive, I would have. I got as close as the water as you possibly could. I was leaning over the boat looking for this thing. It was I tried. I tried. So I understand. Like I got as close as I freaking could.
Damn, dude.
It was
Dude,
because it was just so interesting. I just wanted to see it. I wanted to know what it is.
well, you hear these stories all the time. I mean, you see the movies and you're just like, what if this was real? And now it's like maybe it is. I don't
You know,
we can't
and
we
and
can't, we
peop-
can't say it's not.
that's what I'm saying. And people like to say, "Oh, he could have played over the loudspeaker. He could have played the noises." I'm like, I'm on
Oh
a
yeah,
fishing vessel.
like
I'm on a fishing vessel with five other people. We only use our PA system for two things: man overboard, or we're taking on water and we need to evacuate and tell everybody.
Mhm.
So that they're not played with. It's not like I'm gonna be, hey Captain, here's this mermaid mixtape noise number 7. You want to play this while I'm out? I'm trying to get famous. Like no, like it's very very important to have that PA system just for
Yeah,
those
you're not messing around out there.
Yeah, no, I'm a commercial fisherman. It's a pretty dangerous job. It's
Hmm.
a pretty dangerous job.
So okay, so I'm trying to get this like chronologically. So the first one, the one that everyone's familiar with, there
Yeah,
was that one, and then there was the crab,
crab.
and then what happened after that one?
Then, you know, we then there was the crab, right? Then that was what I saw.
Oh yeah, I
Then
got
I
I
then I
gotta find that video because I don't think I've seen that
Yeah,
one.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you if you don't
Cool.
have it already. Then I took time off. Took a week off. As soon as I get back on the boat, government's there.
Okay, are we gonna get to this part yet?
This. If we're going in order, yeah. This
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
this is
Fine. Here,
around
here we
because
go.
it
Here we
happened. It
go.
happened instantly. It happened. I'm no bullshit when I tell you I posted these videos. First of all, I posted these videos. I had my TikTok shut down, banned. I had to restart 3 times over this mermaid video. Over this video that had
So
nothing wrong with it.
So were you able to post on the boat? I'm assuming you have a little bit of Wi-Fi out there. I don't.
Well, when we were that close to the islands, I had some service, so
Hmm.
that's when I would go live, and that's when I
Oh,
did go
okay,
live. I was
okay.
close. I had some service. It actually had some little bit of 5G. I was like, oh, let's go. So I'm like, but it's not usually. I'm not usually that lucky out there. But for those videos, we were right off the coast, so we were pretty good.
Okay.
But so crab,
So
see it.
how long were they up on TikTok for?
They were successfully
Hmm.
32 hours because I had posted it. A whole day went by, and then I had to go on a fishing trip. I get to the boat, all our cages are gone. Now I'm on a hundred and I'm on a 164-foot double dredge. It's a big boat. All the cages are gone. Government's there. Boom. Scientific laboratory. White letters. Boom, boom, boom. We're
Was
going
the
on a survey.
was all the video were your videos going viral at the time too, or were they
Yes.
they were going viral?
Yes, they had just started. They had just started. So then, boom! I'm like, all right, government's here. Fucking do it. They got the lab set up. They're bringing scientists on the boat. Now they hired a company called NOAA. NOAA. It's NOAA, something like that. It's a government funded scientific group of people where they go out, they discover new species, they survey the ocean, they do a whole bunch of, scientific marine biology stuff. You
I
know.
think I might have heard of. I think I might have heard of them, maybe on Animal Planet.
Yep,
Or
they do a lot of stuff with Animal Planet. They do a lot of stuff with History Channel.
were they
They
the ones
do
that found the
they have
giant
the
squid?
underwater ROVs. They got all that stuff. Like
Oh shit!
they got all that stuff. So
So,
I do a trip with them.
so
Last
you went out. So you went out with them.
only for 1 week. I was supposed to do 3, but then I got into my car accident. But First week, I'm trying to figure out what the heck's in there. So I'm taking my phone, I'm going up there. They have like a metal bed, like what you would see in an ER. You know, we have like, or as a kid, you know that little bed that comes out the wall, and they got the paper over it,
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in one of those, and they got all these. This looks like medical equipment. This is what it looks like. They're not things like I would normally think a marine biologist would carry. You know what I'm saying? But all right, I'm looking. I try to get close, like, whoa, you can't come over here. I'm like, what do you mean I can't come over here? This is off limits. I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. Try to take my phone out. Oh, no, you can't do that. So, Jesus, you're on my boat telling me what to do. I'm like, wow.
So this is your boat that they're all on?
Yeah, no, well, it's the boat I work on, but this last like that boat's my home. You know, we never have government people on here. What the hell is they telling me what to do? I can take out my phone whenever I want. I'm a TikTok guy. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. So we do the whole trip. Now, what they had us do is they had this computer, and on this computer, it would randomly select areas in the ocean, and we would go survey them. When we survey them, we drop the dredge down, we drag, pull it up, and they examine like all the wildlife, the specimens that are in there, take notes, whatever. Now we did this to a total of like 200 spots in a week. We were going all over the place. Off coast of Nantucket, we went down, we went up towards Nova Scotia, all over the coast on the North Atlantic side. First week's done. Day one, I go to get my check from my captain. Okay. Now my captain lives in a place it's woodsy, very rural. Not a lot of street lights, a lot of twisty turns, whatever. So I got my check. I'm coming back home. Another car is driving on the side of me. High beams blaring. I can't see the turn that's coming up. I go off the road into a brick wall, through the brick wall into a tree. I had to be cut out my car. The other person they had to cut the car out. The other person drove off. Kept driving. Now, I've heard these stories about the government using this tactic, but I just didn't really want to believe in it. But then I did some actual research. And I sat down and I really thought about it, and I connected the dots, and I started to put things together, and I'm like, this is such a coincidence, bro. I'm like, people say people from Massachusetts are like mass holes. Like, I get it, but you gotta be like a real jerk to drive by somebody after you make them go off the road like that. Like, they had to cut me out of the car. That's how bad it was bad. I should not even have walked away from that one. That one, I ended up breaking my leg and broke a few ribs, broke my nose. And after that, I just settled down with the posting for a little bit, I took some time to recover. But
So,
that,
so,
phew, that
so
was that was bringing back a lot of memories. Because I haven't really talked about all this at once, so this is the first time I'm going through all this shit. That was a bad accident, man. That was bad.
dude, I'm fucking sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry if this is drudging up a bunch of shit.
Nah, this is good because I don't usually get to talk about this, but that accident was bad, bro.
Mhm.
The car was totaled. I'm surprised I walked away with just a leg injury, but
Broken
I'm just
bone.
happy to be alive. But
Yeah.
anyways, before that, I kind of got out of context there with the car crash. But before that, there was the last day on our way home with the scientist. There was banging in my bunk while I was sleeping, which doesn't usually happen. I sleep in the front of the boat, and it's right on the outside deck. So usually I get some wave splashes, and I'll hear them, or I'll hear the high pitch frequency of the dolphins when they go by, because that just goes through the whole boat for some reason. Their echolocation is crazy.
Yeah.
It's there. You can hear that everywhere. But there was just something different, and I heard this pounding, pounding on the outside of the boat. And I'm like, I go out there, I check it. I go up in the wheelhouse, and as I'm up in the wheelhouse, all the scientists are up there. They're out there looking, and there's two things swimming really fast on the side of the boat. I took out my phone. I don't know if I put it up like this, and I was just recording. And I'm like, what is that? What is that? And you hear the scientist in the back. I don't know what that is. You hear another guy. I'm taking notes right now. And then it just settled down, and they just disappeared. And that was I got that on video. I posted that, and that was the last time I was allowed on the server because I didn't go for the rest because I was healing from my injuries.
Yeah.
Now,
So,
when the the boat was going top speed because we were steaming home, so we were probably doing our max speed, which is probably about 18, 19 knots. It's probably equivalent to like maybe like 20, 21 miles an hour on the water. But on the water, 20 miles an hour is like sticking your head out the highway. Like it's different, on land, but it's fast. And
yeah.
for those things to be keeping up with us that fast, that's very strange.
Are any are any animals able to do that? I'm not as I'm not as well versed in animals as I feel like I should be, but like,
It's I'm pretty sure they are. It's just a coincidence in the timing. We didn't see any fins. You didn't see any tails. You didn't see any fins, which you're supposed to see. You just saw two streamlined things just keeping up with the boat. But you only saw the tail end of it.
yeah, and I figured it wouldn't be a whale. Whales
No.
probably aren't that fast. Dolphin maybe, but like,
You'd have to be You'd have to be going, man. He'd have to be, but they pod up dolphins. You wouldn't see one. You'd see them all. You'd see
mhm.
five or six, and then you'd see five or six on the other side if they were going under the boat like that. But and people like to debunk it and say, "Oh, those are the outriggers. His boat has outriggers."
Yeah,
Absolutely, my boat has outriggers. My outriggers are on the stern, not the bow.
yeah. So I kept seeing that. So what's an outrigger?
So outrigger is on most big fishing vessels. Jagger, get out of here. Most big fishing vessels, they have stabilizers, which are big metal arms that can help you stabilize when the weather's rough, so you don't, flip the keel or turn over.
Mhm.
Um, Ours are on the stern, which is the back of the boat, because our boat is ass heavy. Because we gotta keep a lot of our cages up forward, and our engines are in the back, so that's why we gotta keep ours there.
Yeah.
So the ones in the front, non-existent. So it's just I love to debunk them. I love the debunking, man. It's like a game of chess for me.
Yeah, well, I've been seeing all this stuff in the comments, and I'm like, I don't know what any of this is. I don't know what an outrigger is. I don't know.
Oh yes, yes. It's most fishing vessels have them. Yeah, it's just stabilizers. Think of it as training wheels on a bike.
Yeah.
Does that
Yeah,
for the ocean. Yeah, for a boat.
so you did kind of answer this, but I wanted to know why people thought you were dead.
Well,
And
because after I got in my car accident,
oh, that's another thing. I couldn't find any article or anything about your car accident.
oh, I have them. I think they're on my. I'll send them. I'll send everything to you. Everything you want, I got for you. I got.
Okay.
So
Because
you can, if you want, so we can put a timeline together for everything.
oh, that'd be perfect.
That'd
Yeah,
be.
because I was looking, because I would think mermaid guy in car accident. I think I'd be able to find those articles, but I
I
couldn't
wasn't.
find them.
I wasn't the mermaid guy then, though. I was
Oh.
only. I was only at like 50K then. The mermaid thing had just started rolling, and then once my account got banned, like, and I made a new one, that's when people were like, oh shit, dude, like this they keep banning this dude. This dude got into the car accident. Nobody, like, there was an article that said I died. Like, there was like some fake article that said Mermaid Man sauce 90 dead government blah blah blah. It was one of those tabloid things, and I'm like,
Mhm.
jeez. I'm like, I even posted on my Facebook. I'm like, really? I got this famous now? This is bullshit. This is BS. But
How many times was your account banned?
four.
Four
off that
times.
off that off that first. It was banned. I appealed it, let it go. They took down the video, posted again. Same thing happened. Third time, same thing happened. I reposted the video again. I got a final ban.
Did they
So
give
I
you?
had to.
Did they give you any idea
So
on why?
what was it? Uh, blasphemous. Oh my God, blasphemous or misleading content. Which I'm like, so wait, so all the stuff that everybody says that's actual lies, like all those videos they make me watch where I think something's gonna happen and nothing happens, and like, haha, you watched this video for 30 seconds, you're dumb, and I'm like, that's misleading. That's misleading.
Right?
Like,
And so
I
and
don't
it's
know them
mind
TikTok
boggling.
rules, man. They funny money, man.
It's mind boggling just how fast all of this went because you were, now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you were going viral. Your first account was going viral. And then
Yeah.
literally the next day, you're seeing what, scientists or whatever?
Yeah, it's crazy. The one
And
video went viral, and I didn't even join TikTok to be this guy. I used to make high little videos where I eat an edible and then I end up in the washing machine while I was doing laundry. Like I was the funny 420 guy. That was my dynamic, bro. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Somehow turned me into the Mermaid Man. So we're out here. It's been a long ride, and I just don't understand why they go to such lengths to stop the information. It seems like I feel like everybody should know what's going on our planet. It's our
Mhm.
planet. We should know.
Yeah, I mean, if there's something out there, then I don't see why it would be a big deal that we don't know about it. I mean, so there are mermaids out there. I think it's freaking awesome if there are, but
Right? Yo, one sec. Yo, shout out to I haven't even done this. Shout out to everybody that's in this live right now, man. I see all y'all in here, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I know it's been a long time, man. I just want to thank y'all, man. If you haven't subscribed, this dude does his work, man. This dude does his job. Cryptid does his thing, man. Follow him, like his videos, man. He's got a lot of cool information on there about all this cryptozoology stuff. It's really interesting.
yeah,
Shout out to y'all though.
I'm trying to learn a bunch of stuff, and I appreciate you guys on my end. This is the first time I've done something like this, so from what I understand, you can see your followers on your end, and then I can see my followers on my end.
Correct. Correct. So, and they can also go right to you right from here. So
Nice.
you're getting trying to set you up with a few little more likes, my brother. I gotta
I
do what I gotta
appreciate it.
do.
That's awesome. So all of this just happened in a space of a year in 2022. What what happened after that? I mean, have you anything else going on?
So I've just steadily been on the lookout. And the thing is, I'm always thinking I see things or I see things now. I always have my phone out. I hear the noise constantly.
Hmm.
It never stop. I've learned to like zone it out, but it's just I hear it all the time.
And now, have you heard it to the extent that it was when you heard it the first time?
Oh, never,
Hmm.
never. That first time this really happened, like I said, it hasn't happened since then, like that to that extent. But that moment, my life was just, it was just. I wish everybody could have just like experienced it. I just like wish I could take my experiences and let you experience them for 1 second. Just like even while it was going on, I was having dreams of them. It's literally as in that it was only like a 4 week span, a month span of all this happened, and in that span, it infiltrated my life. It was just.
Oh. It sounds incredible, and just hearing you talk about it, it's just, I mean, seeing the video and other people's interpretations of it,
Oh man.
it's
And
probably one of the best videos of evidence that I've seen of
if you want to see evidence that there was the bone I found during the midst of all this that I brought to the whaling museum and they still can't tell me what it is.
what are you talking about, Bone here?
What are you I thought you did your research, man. The bone? You don't know the
You
story of
you
bone?
disappeared, my man.
I did. I
I don't
did.
know why you're talking about Bone here.
Yeah, no, the bone is the bone. I have the bone. I took the bone out of storage. I have it here. Now every time I post or show the bone, I get banned or something happens. But at this point, I really don't give a fuck. So this happened after the first time. The first video I recorded, heard the noises. Okay, great, recorded them, went back to work. Now, as I'm working, the dredge picks up something, and it's this bone. And I have we can compare them to some of the bones that I have collected from the ocean, and I can tell you how they are very different. Um, Usually you get bones like vertebrae. Oh, whoever sent the whale, you're a beast. That was fire. I didn't even know you can do that. I've been away from this TikTok stuff for so long.
It was a whale. I didn't.
Yeah, the whale just came out my face like splash. I was like, so this thing comes up, this bone. You know what? I'm gonna get it, man.
Oh, guys, I'm so excited. He's got a bone.
If we get banned, we get banned. But
Dude,
okay, dog. My dog loves this thing. Back up, back up. Now this, I've never seen a bone like this. Okay.
That's not a vertebrae?
No, this is not a vertebrae. I have vertebrae. This is leaking, right? It's changing color. I've never seen a bone like this. I took this to the Whaling Museum, where I'm from, because they have a whaling museum over there. Jagger, go away. Stop licking that, whatever that is. Don't lick it. I know it smells funny. Don't lick it. Took it to the Whaling Museum. I had to wait a month for them to get back to me. Finally got back to me. They had a marine biologist professor there. He said he would look at the bone for me. He looked at it. Within 5 seconds of looking at it, he starts taking out his phone, taking out measuring sticks, asking me where I got this, where I was in the ocean. I was telling him. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. I have the video. I have the video. I recorded the whole thing.
Is it on? No, it's
yeah.
not.
Yeah, somebody send this to him. Somebody, please.
I need to just go through each of your freaking videos, because
anyways, so I get this. He looks at it. He said, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I'm gonna send a picture of this to my colleagues I have, and we'll get back to you. He's like, before you leave, would you mind keeping it here? I said, no, sorry. I'll take it with me.
If you leave it
right? There. Exactly. That's what I thought too. Well, I'm sorry. We'll get out from underneath me and we'll step on you. Here, I don't feel bad. Is that your tail? My back.
Come on, guys. Leave some gift for the poor guy.
I'm sorry. You need a bath. You smell. Okay. I love it. Bye-bye. Okay, go. But so I took it to him. His now he has other colleagues from other I think he has another one from Clemenson. I guess they have a very, very pronounced marine biology program over there. I got an email from a Southern California professor over there. They all don't know what this is, and they all
it's definitely want
it though. Right? I'm like, hey, I can chip off a little piece of the end. They're like, no, that won't be sufficient. We need the whole thing. And I'm like, there's something fishy about that, man. Now, as you can see, it's starting to leak. Like, this is not bone. It's a different type of bone. It's very bendable. It's very malleable. It's usually I keep it in storage, but something's wrong. This isn't normal bone. I can go grab a normal bone and show you what happens over time. Over time, they get.
Guys, really leave some gifts. Leave some gifts for me, because this is fucking awesome. This is fucking incredible right here.
See? Now, this is a whale bone. This is a whale. I believe this is part of a whale's jaw. Very white. Very white.
Mm-hmm.
Chalk.
Yeah.
Calcium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very, very, very just hard. Hard, can't bend it. There's something weird about that. That thing, when I touch it, my arms, hairs go up. I don't know if it's because of the experience I know I've had with it, or there's some type of energy with it. That thing is something. I need to know what that is.
It almost reminds me of you know how birds have hollow bones so that they can fly?
Yeah.
It almost kind of reminds me of that. Like something it's a bone,
but it's solid. It's solid. Because there's a piece had got caught in the dredge, and you can see it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
That's not hollow. That's but
But it's
nothing on my
malleable.
hands. It is tacky. If anybody knows where I can get a DNA test done on this and keep it real hush hush, I don't even care. If
Yeah,
there's
guys.
like
Guys, if you know anywhere he can
anybody,
take that,
anybody that got a little at home chemistry kit, bro, I don't even care, bro.
get some
Like,
CSI shit on that thing, that's freaking awesome.
somebody can Bill Nye that for me, I'd appreciate it, man. But
So
yes, bro, even to this day I still get emailed. I think I got one last week. They were asking me if I could send pictures. So I took pictures of all angles like they asked and sent that, but just
yeah, don't
it's
don't let that thing out of your sight, man. You'll never see it again.
no, that's what I feel. That's what I feel. That's like every time somebody's asked for, I'm like, why can't you just take a piece? Why does it have to be in the whole thing? It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But like
I mean, if
if
people
you
could do that with like regular bones, get like bone marrow and thing like that, like why can't you just do it with that thing?
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Now, people have been telling me to do different things, like put it in water, see what happens. I don't want to touch this thing. I don't want to ruin this. I don't want to. This there's something different with this. That this. I think when I got into the car accident, I had this in the truck with me.
Really?
Yes,
Hmm.
I had this in the truck with me in my duffel bag, which they saw me take off and put on the boat. Like they saw me take it off the boat and put it in my truck because I was excited about it.
Do you think they were trying to get it from you or
I'm not I'm not a person to go dabble or just I'm a statistics person.
yeah.
I'm a very coincidental person. I'm like, all right, one time. Oh, wait, two times. Once it starts getting to three, four, five, once I start to connect dots, once I'm starting to see, black vans pulled out in front of my house, like for long periods of time. Once I get there's been guys on other fishing boats who's like, "Hey, dude, these two guys in black suits just came up and asked if you were over here." And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yeah, we told them you weren't here. They were like really sketchy. I'm like, I appreciate that. It's just like they're these people that everybody talks about who have these experiences. They're no joke. They're no joke. But I don't even care anymore because the story's already out. The story's already out.
Well, yeah, the story's out and it's kind of taken on a life of its own. Like
It's
literally, if anything happened to you,
we know you know.
yeah,
You
there'd be
know.
questions out there.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure they realize that because their first attempt failed. That's what I'm gonna say.
Well,
I have
and
no
then you look
choice
at
but to say that.
other instances like Andrew Dawson, the giant guy. Like he actually came out and he did like an apology video. Like I didn't
Yeah.
do this, I didn't do that. It's like you're looking at it and it's like, well, this is absolute bullshit.
Now, I've received emails, people telling me to do that or something bad was going to happen. I've received bad. It is crazy. It's crazy to even think like just me out there recording a little on the ocean. I've received fucking hateful messages from people. Oh, you're going to expose the truth. Da, 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 will come through. I'm like, bro, what? Like this isn't just for me. I don't do that. I do this for everybody. This
Mhm.
isn't for every little girl who always thought there was a mermaid. And now, you know what? You can do that.
There's
Because you know what?
mermaids out
Sauce
there.
90 said it's true and nobody says it can't be.
Hmm.
Like there's there's things out there. We don't know what they are. And nobody can tell us what they are.
Right. Oh man. Hmm. So, so what's next for you? I know. I was looking at your, I think your Instagram page. You did something with you did a television interview, right?
Yeah, I just did another one a few days ago. I did Disney Plus, and now I just did a Travel Channel. They're doing another like kind of like same thing,
Oh
um,
shit.
unreal caught on camera type thing. And
Hmm.
they were actually like they were like just like you. They were just like, oh, this is real, and you got it on camera. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I did.
It's it's cool, huh?
It
They're
is
like, this is
cool.
amazing. But yeah, it's just I just wanna I've been trying to write this story and like turn it into like a type of horror. I've been trying to like I wanna like put it into like a movie. I've been doing like my own stuff. I've just been trying to just live my life now with this experience and just try to embrace it first, you know? But this would make a pretty good horror flick. Let's be
Yeah,
real. Let's be real.
I watch a lot of horror movies, and I haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen many horror mermaid ones.
I'm gonna call it Jump for Me, right there, right? And it's just a normal fisherman guy goes out, has this experience, then the experience is brought home with him, and he's got it in his brain, and it's gonna be psychological thriller. It's
Like
crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I've seen a couple of short videos. I think there was one on Hulu, and then there was that show Siren. You
Yeah.
mentioned it earlier. I I watched I watched the first season of it. I thought it was fine. I thought
The
the
sound that siren makes in that TV show sounds so real to what I heard in real life. When I
that
tell
was
you
pretty
this,
accurate.
when I tell you, if I was to close my eyes, I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference.
Shit.
It was when I heard. I wasn't even watching it. Somebody else was watching it, and I heard it, and I ran into the room, and it was just watching Siren.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
like visceral
false alarm,
reaction inside of
dude.
you kind of thing. uh, yeah, somebody in my chat says you should contact Netflix and get a show going.
I would love to do something like that, you know, just or even like I wanted to do the travel thing. I've wanted to, you know how they have all the stories of mermaids from Jamaica, Norway. There have been people believing in mermaids and sirens for the longest time. Haiti, I want to go to these places and have a little experience, go through a little background, the history on some like, you know, Joe Road Dirty Jobs type stuff, but it'd be like, you know, the mermaids. I'm just going here, there, learning about their culture with the mermaids, and just who knows what we might see. I just got a ton. I was talking to that with the lady who was doing the travel channel, and she was thinking about it. I don't know. I gotta figure out how to talk to these people, man, because they don't get you. You know, they
Yeah,
don't get you. They have their own mindset for what they want your story to be. But I'm like, why can't I just tell my story? The
yeah.
way my story is meant to be told, how it happened. You
Well,
know?
I would say keep doing lives like this stuff, like right here. I don't care. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to hear
Yeah.
your story. I want to hear what happened. And motherfucker, I think it's awesome.
Dude,
Everything.
it's this was one of the biggest changes of my life because after this, after I had these experiences, I learned many things. I learned it's not just us here. I learned that the government will fucking do anything they fucking can to fucking tell the story the wrong way. I learned. I just you just learn so much. You have a little bit different. What's the outlook is different when you know something. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like okay, what else might be true?
absolutely.
Like now it's got me going down. You know, were dragons once real? I'm like, yes, they
If
was.
dragons were
I'm
real, that'd
going
be
down there.
awesome.
But that's what it does to you, you know, especially when you experience something of this level that's happened just more than once. I'm just very grateful. I'm just happy when I showed it to everybody on here, it was accepted. I didn't want to show it at first because I thought it was gonna people were just gonna like you know this guy's fucking crazy. Yeah, I thought it was gonna no, but little did you know I had a big following and it was I'm just grateful, you know, that a lot of you guys believe the same as I do.
Mhm. It's pretty awesome. And even when I've started doing this whole TikTok thing, I started it by accident. My I was looking at like different weird stuff going around, and my dad lives in Fresno, so he says, "Hey, maybe there's something weird in Fresno you didn't know about." And I was just kind of, yeah, whatever, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, right?
And so I was researching Fresno, and I found these creepy ass little things. Have you ever heard of the Fresno night crawlers?
No.
So it's like it was one of my first TikTok videos, and there are this little cryptid weird things that were caught on security camera, and it was so freaking bizarre. and I posted it on TikTok, and it just blew up.
Do you know what they were, or they were just?
No, it's no nobody. They look like freaking a walking pair of pants.
Oh, that's that video that you posted.
Yeah,
I seen that video.
it's one of my first freaking videos.
That's a creepy video.
Yeah, right.
That's a creepy ass video.
And like, so many people. I think what was the show? It was on Sci-Fi. Um, some fact or faked. Like they tried to recreate that entire video and they couldn't
And they
do it.
couldn't do it, right? I
Yeah.
remember something like that. Yeah.
And so it was like, we can't explain this thing. And I'm just thinking, oh man, this is just too awesome.
It's just I'm just you know if you I'm like I said, if you ever have a chance to talk to anybody who's been on the ocean, whether it be a fisherman, somebody who's been in the Navy, someone who has their own boat, someone who likes to travel, just I bet you they'll have a story for you. I guarantee it.
So what else? Mermaids and all that stuff aside, have you seen anything else strange
Oh,
out there?
oh
Like giant
yes.
squid by chance?
No, no giant squid.
Oh
No
man.
giant squid. I've seen plenty and plenty of UFOs. I've seen orbs pop out from the water, stay in the middle of the sky, turn into three different lights, and then go off in different directions after flying around each other for 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, that ain't no freaking plane. My captain was bugging out over the loudspeaker. Do you see that? Do you see that? Yeah, it was emergency, right? Do you see that? I'm like,
So
yeah,
you
that's not normal.
Yeah, UFOs are some like me personally when it comes to UFOs, I definitely believe that there's something else out there. I just have a hard time believing they're coming here and like abducting people.
Oh yeah, you wanna put a little finger in your bum, see what's going on. Homophobia. I was like, that's if they're aliens, I don't think they really need to. They probably fucking go by here and lock their doors real quick.
Roll the window out.
They try going by Earth, lock the doors. I'm like,
There have been a handful of experiences that are kind of hard to
lay
dispute,
down.
but for the most part, it's just kind of like, yeah, they I guess they exist. I don't know.
It's just it's just different out there though. Like the night sky has no air pollution on the ocean, so it's just sky, water, and the moon will light up the sky just as bright as the sun during the day. It's crazy. The night sky on the ocean, you can see every star, every speck. There's no obstructions, no shadows. It's just you in the sky, and you'll see. You'll see. Plane, whoop, 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 whoop. Planes don't do that.
They don't do that.
The whole probing thing, I don't know.
Yeah, that's. But either way, that's just some freaking awesome stuff. And yeah, I
I'm very
thank you,
grateful.
thank you so much for coming on and telling your story because I
Ah,
appreciate it like no other, man. I appreciate it.
no, thank you so much. I just anytime I get a chance to talk about it, because everybody usually does have a lot of questions. People do, might believe, oh, he's dead or he's a clone, or and believe and people. If I was a clone, would I tell you I was a clone? Come on.
Would you know if you were a clone?
Oh yeah, clones know if they're clones.
Right. As we're wrapping up here, if anybody has any questions for him in the chats, go ahead and feel free to ask them. So I'm probably gonna take this, probably cut it up, and probably post it on my YouTube and Rumble if you're cool with that.
Absolutely. I'm gonna send you those other videos too that you haven't seen. Just that you
Hmm.
have them and you can look through them. Just peel your muffin cap back, Blue. I'm telling you, I brought that right there. That dude said tape measure, phone, pictures. Where'd you get this? Pictures. Ah, pictures, tape measure, tape measure. I've never seen anything like this. And I'm like, aren't you the whaling museum guy?
Aren't you the expert here? What's going on? Lisa has a question, and I think you might have answered this, but she says, "Were you in where in the shoals was this?"
This was east side of Nantucket Shoals, maybe 150 miles off coast, maybe more towards 130 miles off coast, east
Hmm.
side.
And Nantucket, that's Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, it's a little New Island off the coast of Massachusetts. A little New England, little fancy, little lobster community. I like it. It's so nice over there. It really is.
Shout out to Nantucket.
So bougie over there. I go over there. I wear Sperry's and high hoochie daddy shorts. I love it over there. I like it. I like the vibe.
Sorry.
I got some questions on here. Do you still have dreams about them? Absolutely.
Good question.
I I usually it's the craziest thing. I dream about them when I'm out fishing. I never have any dreams about them when I'm on land. It's always when I'm out at sea. It's the craziest thing I've ever had to experience.
Um, we got another
And
one.
the dreams are very vivid. They're very vivid. They're I can't even talk about them. They're like that. Those types of dreams, and
Those
they're
those
weird.
kind of
Dude,
dreams.
no, like I have, like I can't keep it real, bro. I be having these dreams where I be doing the ditty with the mermaids, and it's messed up because that's what they say they do, but it's just like that's what happens. Like when I have these dreams, it's just that's what they're all, and you see how this infiltrated my life, how I can't
It's
do
in it now.
normal things.
Um, here's an interesting question. They said, does the activity change with the seasons change?
Well, when this happened, it was beginning of February, and I haven't heard it like that since. So I don't know if it's a migrational thing. I wouldn't know. Maybe they migrate just like any other sea mammal does. You
Yeah.
know, with warmer or colder temperatures. But I would I wouldn't think it would be though a seasonal thing because if they're there, they're there. I've heard the noise in the summertime. I heard it like the time I heard it really bad in February, but I don't think it's seasonal.
Interesting. A lot of there's a couple of questions that a lot of these is do you feel I think I understand this one. It says, do you feel a certain connection to them?
I do. I do. It's crazy because it's so hard to explain. I just really wish I could like put these feelings and like how I feel like when all this stuff's going on, like when all the noises were going off, like my whole body was like just vibrating the whole time, the whole
Now,
time. Every
when you
time I hear it, I get this feeling inside of me. I'm like every time I hear, it, I get like it's there's something is something intelligent. It knows what it's doing. I don't
now
know
when you
why. I feel it.
when you were hearing that, well, when you were shooting the video and things like that, were you thinking mermaid or sirens? Like, what were you thinking?
I was thinking. I didn't even know. I just knew. I didn't think mermaid. I didn't think siren. I thought alien. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. But I didn't think alien as a type of big black eye beady. I just water something in the water. I just I need to find it again. Like that's why now the thing is, picture me, imagine me experiencing this now with my job being out there as much as I am. Every time I'm out there, I'm looking for it.
Hmm.
Every time.
Somebody was also asking about the crab story. So if you want to
Yeah,
just go over
go
that a little bit
go
because
into it.
we talked about
So
that
what
earlier.
what had happened was it was my turn. I had just woken up on the boat and the person who went to bed before me did a real good job of cleaning up the deck. So I had to clean up the rest of it. And as I was cleaning, I was going live, just showing people what we do on a boat. That's what I was doing. I was just like, this is what we do on a boat, fishing vessel. Let's, oh, here's a crab. You don't belong here. Threw the crab overboard. Proceeded to go about my video. Proceeded to, I believe just talk more to people. Oh, deactivate. Why are we deact? What are we doing?
Yeah, I got one of those too. It's like there's inactivity, so they were
Inactivity. All right. So I threw the crab overboard. I continued to go live. I would go to make my way back to the wheelhouse, to the galley doors, and that crab, a crab, now I don't know if it's the same crab or it might have been a different crab, but a crab came back over my head, was thrown from the ocean, and landed on the deck on the side of me. Like, dude,
Oh man.
it's just the ocean is a mystery. You know, it always has been since the beginning of time, since the earliest people to go out there. You know, it's, we need to find out more.
Hmm.
I just wish I had enough where I could just get my own boat, get my own crew, and just like search. I'd be. There's no modern day Magellans. There's no modern day explorers. If they are, they're like looking at like hidden tombs and temples and stuff. Everybody's scared of the ocean. I'm
Well,
not. Let's get it.
I was talking to my dad about that a while back. We are talking about when was the last time we heard of an adventurer or somebody who discovered something amazing, like discovering dinosaurs and temples and
New
squid,
species or like
new
a new.
species and all that. And it's like I think we're just in a time where I think we're in a time where people are thinking, oh, well, somebody else is going to do that. Or
Well,
somebody else is going to do it and I'm going to watch it on my phone. It's like, no, we
well, you know
gotta,
what? They're asking why I've been working so much. I'm trying to do it, man. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to build up all this stuff where I can just, you know what? I'm an explorer now. We're gonna go out. We're gonna go to Jamaica. We're gonna go to Haiti. We're gonna go to Finland. We're gonna go to Denmark. We're gonna talk to people. We're gonna learn the history of all these mermaids and siren sightings, and we're gonna find out. And we're gonna get down to it. What's the real deal?
hey,
Like it was.
I think if you talk to like someone on Travel Channel or Netflix or something like that and you pitch this
Yo,
idea,
how many of y'all would watch that? Be real.
yeah,
I'm
how
just
many of you
curious. Am
all
I am
would
I like
watch that?
speaking like BS or like would you really watch that? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
I
do a
freaking watch.
GoFundMe. We can't do a GoFundMe. This has to be. We gotta be homegrown. We gotta build it up ourselves. We gotta start from the bottom. We gotta do it. We just gotta do it the right way.
Oh,
That's all.
I got a lot of people that are like, I would watch that so fast.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's like they do it with ancient aliens.
Hmm.
Shit, stop looking at space. Let's look in the ocean, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
we have no idea what's in the
We
friggin'
don't know shit. We don't know nothing. There's no satellite. There's certain parts of the ocean, like the Mariana Trench, where we can't even go down as far as we think we can because the amount of pressure will crush our bodies.
Right.
It's
And like for me, I have hardcore thalassophobia. So like I'm scared of like the deep
scared of the
oceans and things
ocean.
like that. But I
It's
but I also have such a respect for it, you know?
can I ask you? Is it just you don't know, or is it just being out there
I think it's just
away?
kind of I think it's a little bit of both, you know?
Both, yeah,
'Cause, like even if I'm on a boat and like I'm comfortable and like things are fine, like I don't I'm just freaking out by what's under there. What's going to happen? Is something going to come up and get me? I
yeah.
don't like it just freaks me out.
Yeah, no, it's trust me, it's a common thing. It's a common thing. Like when I told my mother I was gonna be a fisherman, she said, "You?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "You?" I said, "Yeah, me."
Yeah.
And I did it, and it's just one of those things, man. If you're not comfortable with it, it is what it is. You know,
Hmm.
the ocean is a scary place. It is.
But
And I think
it's
most.
also beautiful. It's scary beautiful.
Well, I think most of the fear comes from the mystery of, like we talked about before, nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows.
And it's been such a long time and nobody still don't know. Like we know just as much now as we know about the ocean as we did like in 1950.
Yeah.
But I can talk to you on this phone. I can do all this other stuff. I can charge my car, right? I can set my coffee maker for 2 days from now to make me a cup of coffee at 9 in the morning on a Wednesday. But we don't know what the heck is going on.
Yeah. Or hey, or more tinfoil hat here. Maybe there are those that do know more, and they just don't want us to know.
Well, I feel like if you know more, you should let other people know
Mhm.
too. Don't be one of those guys, the only guy who knows the answer to the joke at the party. We don't like you guys.
Yeah, we don't like
We don't
that.
like you guys, all right? Share the information.
We'd love that. We would support that.
I would. I would totally support it. If you know, I wish there was like, you know how there's like page dedicated to this, page dedicated to that. I wish there was a page dedicated to whistleblowing. Like, where's that page? That's the only page that everybody's quiet about, right?
And I feel like this has just happened like recently. Like we hear a lot about whistleblowers that are just I don't know if we can talk about that right now, but just whistleblowers are just kind of going off the rainbow bridge, you know what I'm saying?
Because
And
I think
it's happening
because
so
people are
often now.
really people are realizing why it's so stupid to just withhold things from people. People should know if they're being, treated badly. People should know it if something messed up is going on. People should know what's what's wrong and what's right if people are doing things that are of that nature. It's like that whistleblower for Boeing that just got killed
Fuck
the
yeah.
day before the court.
And then you're like
And everybody's like, natural causes.
you're like
Fuck
you expect
you!
me to believe that?
Fuck you! Natural causes. The
Natural cause.
day before, the day before, he's supposed to go on the stand and say that the Boeing, everything that happened was because of neglect and all this other stuff. This dude dies, and that dude was 35.
Natural cause at 35.
It's
I'm
just,
35.
but that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, this is what GOV tells us, and we like, oh, it's not true. But then 2, 3 weeks go by, and it's just gone.
hmm
Like the same thing. Like nobody talks about the giant guy. Nobody talks about Andrew like that no more. But when he was going on with the giant stuff, he was everywhere. So they
hmm
just literally wipe away anything. That's why I keep moving.
And I really feel bad for him and his family. Like it's
Yeah,
like
it's horrible.
we talk about it and all the conspiracy theories behind it, but like at the end of the day,
He
you
had
know, like,
kids.
he had
He
kids,
had he had
he had a
family.
wife, and they lost a family member, and I feel bad. Shout out to their family. I hope you all are doing all right. If you see this, I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah, it's just horrible. And it makes everybody else who has a little bit of information just kind of button up a little bit now.
There's another one. If you go to my page, I talked about this guy who saw the dog man in Michigan. He was a trucker and he came across this thing and he's positive it was the dog man and he unalived it. And then a few days later, he gets a knock on his door from people in suits.
I'm
And they're
telling you.
and they're and they're like, "Hey, you destroyed our asset." And he's like, "I don't know what's happening, but I got to tell people about this."
This is they're real.
Yeah.
Men in Black are real, man. It's like all these movies, everything you see, the idea stems from some type of reality.
hmm
It really does. And then it's just branched off and they put it in these movies to dumb us down and make us kind of like soft to the fact that nah, they put it in a movie. It can't be real. It's Men in Black.
Right?
No, dude. Those dudes show up at your house and scare the shit out of you and tell you not to post videos on TikTok no more and you listen.
But you're still posting on TikTok though, right? As best you can.
As best as I can. As
Uh,
best as I can.
Well, and if you're not doing it, there's tons of people posting and reposting your videos.
That's why I always like it. I feel like my video is just it's just authentic. I was live. I
Yeah.
can't CGI that shit. I'm sorry. I
And
went and that was
I
when TikTok was brand new to me. This was when TikTok you could only post 30-second videos and you couldn't even do nothing else more than that.
And back in 2022, that was that during the pandemic or
Yeah, might have
before?
been,
I
might have
can't,
been might have just started. I don't know.
I don't
The
remember.
pandemic messed my time up because I was always in the house.
Yeah.
I
Well, the reason I ask that is
think it
because
was.
when the pandemic started going on, a lot of people started taking TikTok a lot more seriously.
Yeah,
So
that is.
that's probably why I'm thinking, people are paying attention more to stuff like that.
Yeah, that's because I remember when the pandemic started, I was fishing like a madman because we everybody was buying stuff from the grocery store. Nobody was going out to eat. Everybody was clam chowdering it up over here. So I was just making a lot of money during the pandemic. Pandemic was good for me. I know it was bad for a lot of people, but
Hey,
the
I
fishing
worked
industry
I worked
thrived. Man.
I worked during the pandemic too. I was a delivery driver, so
Oh yeah,
a lot of hours.
yeah. That's and that's what it boils down to, though. That's just what you got to do is get your demographic, right?
Mhm.
See what's going on in the world, and then try to do the same thing and try to get your group of people. That's what I was trying to do with the 420 stuff,
Yeah.
and 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 it worked. And then they knew I was a fisherman too, so they were like kind of intrigued. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll like start like a little TikTok where I do my little funny skits, and then like I'll go live and I'll show people, fishing, fishing vessel and what you do, and then all of a sudden we heard noises, and that was the saga, man. And it really is a saga too. Like somebody said, it's like it's like a saga. I'm like, it really is.
You're
Like
like,
no
damn
cap.
right it
Not
is.
even
It
like
looks like
not
it's
even like the front. Like Sauce 90's got a saga. And it's a pretty good one.
so there's a couple of questions they've been asking.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you describe them? Like, did you see what they looked like?
So very gray. When I saw them, very gray, not very flesh tony, but very gray, big. When I tell you when these things were swimming on the side of their boat, their tail was that whole streamline, like talking huge tail, like 10, 12 feet maybe. It was big. The tail itself on this thing was huge.
So
Oh
so we're not talking Little Mermaid stuff. We're talking
no,
like a
no.
fish.
Oh my! I don't think you've seen actually a lot of the videos. There's a video I have where you see it pop up over a wave, and you see. Oh man, I got some stuff for you, man. I don't think you dug deep enough.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to help you.
if there's stuff, just give me that shovel. I will start digging.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna send you a few videos after this. There was a few because right when all this stuff was happening, I would also record sunsets because the sunsets on the ocean very beautiful. I found it was a easy cheesy way to get a few good likes or a few good views, get a nice song, get a beautiful sunset, post it, let it happen.
Instant
One
likes
of
on
these
Instagram.
I posted over, and just as the wave broke, something comes up above the wave. Looks, you can see it, head, hair, eyes, then ducks back down. I caught it in freeze frame, snapshotted it in freeze frame. You can see the eyes, you can see the hairline, and if you look at the bottom of the wave, there's the tail. I have it's on my TikTok. It's on my TikTok. I will send it to you. I will
Mhm.
like if anybody hasn't seen any of these videos, here's what you go to. You go to my page, and right at the top, right in the playlist, there's a mermaid emoji, man. Tap that mermaid emoji, man. You want to go down a rabbit hole, man? You ain't got nothing to do for about an hour and a half of your time late at night. You smoke yourself a little something. Watch those videos, man. All of them are real. Most of them were alive when I shot them, and it's just you make the decision for yourself, man. It's
Yeah, we present to you guys what we know, and then the facts and things like that, and
big
then you
facts,
decide.
yo.
That thing, we got to figure out what that thing is.
Yo, I know one of y'all got a science kid up in here, man. Who got the Bill Nye science kid, man? Tell me, man. I'll send it to you, man.
This other we're gonna make this our last question, then we're gonna wrap up. But this
All
guy,
right.
he's asked if you have sonar on your ship.
I do have sonar on my ship, but sonar I have on my ship, we have a Fuamo, but it's a bottom finder. So what it is it will ping down the depth and then shoot back up to us, and it will give us just a shot of the ground, and if there is a valley or a big rock or a more of like a shipwreck, so that we don't fuck up our gear or get anything caught in the rudders. I wish we had like a sonar for fish finding, but because we like do shellfish and everything's under the sand, we don't really have one of those like big tuna fish
Mhm.
finders. I wish we did. Oh my gosh. That would be
And
no, because some of those they've gotten so crazy with sonar now. You can get a pinpoint exact picture diagram right on your screen of what's underneath you, and
Mhm.
it's it'd be great to see something deep out in the ocean, not like because you don't wouldn't usually use that sonar in like 200 300 foot water where I normally fish. You would like keep it for something shallower than that. I might have to bring one of my own. That
Yeah,
would
like invest in your own and just do it
yeah,
one of these days.
absolutely. Hmm. That was a good question because that question gave me an idea.
Oh man, you guys are giving him ideas now. Oh man, this has been freaking fantastic. I appreciate you coming on here and just telling your story, man. It's it's freaking crazy. So many
No,
emotions going through this too. It was like,
I appreciate it. It's been a while since I got to dive into every aspect that had happened and in order and get to talk about it and really get to relive them. It's I like doing it. I enjoy it because nobody got a story like this.
no, not a recent one, I don't think. And I just don't see a lot of people telling their stories like this, you know. And if they do have them similar, they don't talk about it.
No, no, no. And I have been seeing some more recent footage though of things going on in the ocean, like the light in Puerto Rico, which was crazy.
I
There was
think
that.
I think I remember that one.
See that one, and there's this girl who thinks she found some sirens when she was out fishing. I
Oh,
believe I've
was
seen that one.
was it? I think it was Megan something.
I believe.
I just did a video about that one too. Well, I did that one a week ago and then I got sick. But I think that one might have actually been debunked because it sounds like a like an actual animal, like a blue heron.
I didn't really hear anything. It almost sounded like a bullfrog or it sounded like a I don't know. Sound like you ever hear a frog scream?
Yeah, I've heard of frog scream.
Yeah. It's like
You have to turn the volume up really loud, but there is
yeah,
something there.
there
Uh,
was.
but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that's been in the news. I think the one I really want to talk about and dive into is that alien encounter in Las Vegas that was actually caught on police camera, like their body
Oh wow.
cams.
I didn't see that one.
I'll have to find it, but like they catch it on dash cam and you can see something come out of the sky. It's like this green light. And you hear the cops are like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm pretty scared right now.
Oh wow.
I'll have to find
Yeah,
it.
man. If you got that, send that my way. I'm always for it because this isn't our world. It's we're just a speck of dandruff in the galaxy, bro.
I
So
I like to
it's
say like we're renting this place, you know? We're
absolutely
renting this planet and
we're
it
fucking
has
it up. That's
landlords,
what we're doing.
it has those that were here before us and they're going to be
We're not
here.
gonna get our deposit back. I'm gonna tell you that much right now.
No, no, we're not. All right, so everybody, this is Sauce 90. Go ahead, check him out. Check out all of his. He's on Instagram. He's everywhere.
I'm
So
everywhere, man. I'm everywhere. Just Sauce 90. Google it. It'll pop up, man. I
I
appreciate
appreciate
you
you
talking
once
to me,
again
man. I
coming
really do.
on. Well, we'll have to do this again a little bit later on. I'm sure you'll find something going on.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right, man.
everybody here is like, thank you for sharing your story. Thanks a lot, brother.
Thanks, man. Appreciate talking to you.
Yeah, you have a good one.
All right. Bye bye.